Mela means, it's a Sanskrit word which means coming together, and the context usually used is in a happy occasion. You understand, there's a couple of contexts. So if it's in ordinary conversations, Mela, Shughal Mela means fun and frolic. So, fun and frolic, or, laugh and a joke. If you use it in the sense of the sense that we're using it here, it means like the closest concept is like a summer fete, a happy summer fete. People coming together with music, dancing, sports, village to village competition, that kind of setting. It effectively means coming together.
As a Mela, we want to do things differently. We want to embed ourselves within our community. It's about education, it's about understanding and bringing those communities together. And that has led to this melting pot project.
We are on our third community event, which has been really exciting to engage the local community into this project. We've held a couple previously, which have been in different venues, where we've been trying to gather different stories and memories from the different participants that we're hoping to work with. Today was all about art forms, so exploring different art forms. We've had musicians, we've had dancers, we've had visual artists, and it's been a really good way to try and solidify that idea of how this is going to be presented. So what are we going to do? How are we going to share those stories? How are we going to make those memories come to life? And we're going to do it through a variety of different ways. And so today was all about finding what resonated with the audiences of Worcester, and then we can shape it from there.
There have been discussions around stuff that are to do with each individual's approach to art and the world around us. And for me, they know a bit about what I do. They know that I make mechanical musical instruments, and they're interested in that in part because of the links with the factories and workers in those factories. And so it was interesting to talk about cultures where working in factories has led to music coming out of those environments, where the sounds of the machines have directly influenced the music that then is created by those people. So we've had discussions around that with a view to me building or playing some of my existing machines along with other performers and dancers.
You can't rush a project like this either. It takes time, it matures, it has to brew, it has to, it has to ferment, and then you come up with a wonderful product that at the end. You can't force it. It has to grow organically and naturally, and that's the process. What we're trying to find, actually, it's beginning to take shape now. There's a bit of structure to it. We know we know the direction that we're heading in. Whereas at the start, it was like, we were all looking at the end result. What's the end result going to look like? Actually, a project like this is, as I said, it's shaped from the bottom up. It's not us telling any people, what to do. It is shaped by the stories of real people within the city, and that's the beauty of it.
Working with the Mela team for so long now, I get to, I know them, and I can see some of the anxiety with regards to they can't quite see the vision, but I think that's the really exciting thing for me, is that I like piecing it together as we go along, and nothing's off the table. So if something really interesting comes along that we didn't expect, great, let's run with it. It's been a really kind of exciting journey with the committee, and I really hope that today has given them that overview of how big we can go, and we can think big and raise those aspirations and ambitions of people within Worcester.
The attraction with this project was meeting the Worcester Mela team, and Katie and I and the team had lots of conversations just to find out a little bit more about the migrant stories and the whole concept of melting pot. We've not worked in this part of the country before, and we've not taken the theme of migrant stories before. So for us, that was an attraction to do something new, something different, and work in a new part of the country and just experience the wonders of Worcester. So at the heart of what we do is collaboration and partnership working and a shared sense of ownership and going on a journey together. So within the mix have been the artists that I've brought in, but also working with local artists. We had a local visual artist, and we've also got Sam with the Mammoth Beat organ that we're engaging with, and also Avantika, a local classical Indian dancer and singer who's in the background at the moment as well, and working with Katie as producer on the show, and also some local students and graduates. So we've got a real mix of generations, and at the same time hearing some of the stories from those migrant workers. And also we've got Maria who grew up in Italy, and we're using some of her poetry within the work as well. So there's a real mix of different voices, different levels of performance experience, from professionals to recent graduates to students to members of the community, all shaping this together.
My advice to any groups that are wanting to start art is actually, if you want it to be long-term sustainable, you have to have a long-term vision of what you're trying to achieve. You understand, and you have to bring your communities along with you, and make sure that you're original and authentic, and respect all the cultures and communities that you serve. Melas are uniting features. Regardless of the background of where people come from, they are uniting events that bring communities together.
I've not experienced anything like this before.
Makes me feel so proud to be from Worcester.
I mean, there's just so much energy, so much colour, so much sound, music. It was just, it's a treat for the senses.
They've sort of pulled in the, I guess, fairly modern history of Worcester, and they've made it feel very real.
I felt like we met people from our city from the past, and that was a really rich experience.
It's one of the most interesting things I've seen in Worcester.
I didn't realise that Worcestershire was as diverse as it is, and I didn't realise its industrial heritage, really.
You can look around tonight and see so many different people from different backgrounds. So in terms of social cohesion, it's really, really important.
It's so exciting, and you obviously didn't know what to expect when you went from room to room. I think sometimes if something's described as immersive, it might feel a bit scary, but it was really a lot of fun.
I'm relatively new to the city, so for me to find out and feel more sort of connection and embeddedness in the city, I think that Mela does that incredibly well about a range of communities, not just Asian heritage communities, but as tonight's shown, just this really interesting history of migrants in the industrial phases of Worcester that I would have never known about.
Stories about working in the factory, working in the different factories, were telling, and being communicated in a different form, whether that's through noise, whether that's through dance, was just really, really, really clever, and it really resonated with me.
I think that piece of machinery and the soundscape was just incredible.
That was so cool. When I'm older, I want to try and make one like that.
That was a really clever way of getting across through that brilliant bit of equipment. And my God, did you bring a factory alive in the most creative way. So that was special.
The moment that will really stick with me was as the cast were dancing, we were in the final section of the performance. The artist came and knelt next to me, and I watched them just suddenly turn this piece of charcoal and paper into this dynamic image of what was happening. And for me, that was just incredible to see life just happening on the paper in real time in front of me. That I've taken the picture home with me. It's fantastic. I love it.
We are all part of one community and with a shared Worcester experience.
See the reaction of the audience, and to do an immersive piece of theatre, and there's not that much of that happening in Worcester, so it's been kind of quite emotional to kind of get to this point I guess I've been a bit of a mentor from the start, really, been supporting them all the way through their journey. They came to us in 2020, just before lockdown, wanting to do a one-day festival, but it was obvious right from the start how much ambition they had. And I hope what I've helped them achieve is realise their vision and realise their dreams. They don't need help with their artistic ideas, but kind of setting up as an independent organisation and applying for funding and embedding them in the strategic cultural sector in the city and in the region. So I guess, that's kind of been my role, really. I hope they continue to bring their colour and creativity and culture to the city, and most importantly, to continue to tell the stories of the unheard voices.
Personally, this has been the Mela journey has been an amazing experience for myself. I've never been in the arts and culture space before until this experience, and it's an experience that I've absolutely thoroughly enjoyed. I've brought into it, I've just put my heart and soul into it, and the experiences that I've gained from it have been experiences that I've never experienced before. The effect it has on your soul and your personality, and I've just opened my mind up to a whole host of different possibilities and connection, and I'm so grateful for the City of Worcester and all the people, the organisations that have believed in our organisation and in me to be able to deliver that, and the friendships that we've made along the way and the connections that we've made. We've affected people's lives, we've changed perceptions, we've connected with people on a much more profound level than we've ever done before. And if that's what effect it's had on us, then hopefully it's had that effect on the projects that we've delivered and to the people that have experienced them. And that's the beauty of this, and that's why I do it.